Hi class, today we're going to be covering our last section in chapter 18, which is how energy cycles through an ecosystem. So looking at the nutrients and how they cycle through an ecosystem. And first we'll go through the water cycle, which you've had that for years. In your notes packet you can see that these are already listed for you, but you may want to put an explanation next to each term if you don't know what it is. So evaporation from lakes, rivers, and oceans, transpiration from plants and trees, so that's just the evaporation of water from plants and trees. Condensation is cloud formation, and then precipitation, rain, snow, sleet, hail. And then runoff, or the return back into the cycle, is groundwater, water in the soil, or underground formations of porous rock. And here's our picture of what that would look like, which you guys have had the water cycle for many, many years, so not too confusing on that one. All right, the carbon cycle is just a cycle of returning carbon throughout the system. So we have a few things here. Cellular respiration, which is us breathing in oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide. Photosynthesis is the absorption of carbon dioxide and then releasing oxygen, which we had both of those in chapter 6 and 7. Combustion, which is going to be the burning of fossil fuels. And then death and decomposition, which is going to be the decaying organisms and their waste products. So you can see those here in the cycle. We have animal respiration, which is going to be your cellular respiration, release of CO2. So we'll put that on here. CO2. And then photosynthesis is here, so it takes in the CO2. Okay, and then we have decay here as well as here, and that's a part of where carbon is going to be put back into the soil and things. And then we also have combustion here, which is going to be the factory emissions. All right, so some human influences. Atmospheric CO2 has risen more than 30% in the past 150 years. This is due to fossil fuels, burning more fossil fuels. I mean, we just have more cars, we have more factories, things like that. Burning down tropical rainforest is another part of that. And so if we are cutting down trees, but we're increasing the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere, then we're not allowing for that recycling to take place. It's a natural thing. All right, nitrogen cycle. Again, just another cycle as far as one of these ecosystem parts that's being recycled throughout the system. In this case, we're just looking at nitrogen. So nitrogen fixation is the process of converting atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate, which is a usable form. So I'm not sure on your screen if you can see that at the bottom of the screen. So I'll say that one more time. Nitrogen fixation, it's your process of converting atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate, which is a usable form. So there's nitrogen fixing bacteria that turns nitrogen gas into the usable form, and this is in soil and roots of some plants. Ammonification is bacteria decomposing dead matter and releasing the nitrogen they contain as ammonia. So it's just two ways that the nitrogen cycle kind of works. And then we have the phosphorus cycle, which is obtained by plants from water and soil and animals from the food they eat. It's used to form bones, teeth, and molecules like DNA and RNA. And the main source is erosion of rocks into the soil or water and decomposition of organisms and then fertilizers. You can see that here in the picture. And that's the end of our cycling, ecosystem recycling, and the end of chapter 18 as well.